Dear colleagues, hello again. Welcome to our seminar of English for today. We were talking, as you know, before the break about how to teach writing. And Miss Umayma, Mr. Majid are participating me in this seminar, and we were talking about some rules, maybe some pieces of advice for English teachers, how they should deal with their pupils, especially when we talk about young learners. Before we go on, dear colleagues, I have a video. I think we have used this video before, but when we talk maybe about speaking,
yes.
I want to focus on it again in order to focus on some writing skills or some strategies that can be, let's say, followed in the classroom to, let's say, increase some skills or writing skills. I think it will be very nice to watch it again. Let's watch the video, please.
One person at a time from each team has to run outside.
The students will have to work together as a team in order to transcribe a letter correctly.
And dictate it to the team.
The letter will be attached outside the classroom. The letter is now in place. The race can begin. Each student must memorize one sentence at a time to dictate to the rest of the team. If they can't remember it perfectly, they must run back to read it again. The first team to finish scores 1 point, but that doesn't mean that they have won.
Swap them over.
Teams swap their letters for correction and compare them with the original letter. Each team scores 1 point for each complete sentence without any mistakes. Total scored points are added up.
They get 4 points. Team 1 got 5.
For homework, the students must write the reply written by the hotel manager in response to the letter.
Today we're going to talk about proverbs.
The students are going to learn some English proverbs. They talk about proverbs in their mother tongue and discuss their meanings in English.
A cavallo nato non si guarda in bocca.
In pairs, the students match the English proverbs with the explanations of their meanings.
On the right-hand side, you have empty boxes.
The students check their answers.
Pick one.
If you don't, it will get worse.
The students test each other to see what they can remember.
Actions speak louder than words.
In groups, students choose a proverb to act out. They then work together to write a short script, which they will then perform to the rest of the class.
Più alta di noi. Actions speak louder than words.
Students act out their scenes and the rest of the class must guess which proverb they are enacting.
When the cat's away, the mice would play.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Actions speak louder than words. The bird in the hand is a watch two in the bush.
A Stitching time saves 9.
Every cloud has a silver line.
Good afternoon, everybody.
The teacher tells the students that today they will watch a documentary about mountains together. Then, individually, complete a series of online exercises related to the film.
Are among the most brutal environments on Earth.
The film is divided into 4 short sections, focusing on people and mountains in different parts of the world. Everyone works on their own, but the teacher is on hand to help. Students are not expected to answer every question correctly because the film sequence was quite long and they were not listening for specific information. However, the general level of comprehension is tested. Scenes from the film are used to practice and test the use of some common phrasal verbs. A short text about the film is used as the basis of a word formation exercise. Gaps in the text must be filled by transforming a given word. For example, create, creativity. Write a short report saying which part of the film you liked best and why. The simulation is a class trip. You're going on a trip to Scotland.
Okay, I think it's enough to this point. Miss Umayma, Mr. Majid, I think the video is very clear.
Yes.
And I, let's say, reused it. Why?
Because
I
the
think
4 skills.
it deals with the 4 skills together
skills
at the same time. This is why I used it again. So your comment, please. I need a comment from you, and I need another comment from Mr. Majid.
Oh,
yes.
Ms. Umayma, please.
We notice in this film that the teacher focused on the teamwork. All the students work while the teacher is watching and correcting. Okay, is on hand, as they say to correct. So we notice that the teacher uses variety. We have variety. Letters, we have phrasal verbs, we have many things.
Good.
And the students are interested in doing the activity. At the same time, they use the 4 skills. The students speak, they write.
They have
read,
an interesting job.
Yes.
In the classroom.
Interesting job,
And
very important.
all the students are participating.
Yes.
This is one thing.
Yes,
which
all
is
of
very
them.
important,
Teamwork.
yes.
It's a teamwork. This is very important.
Yes.
It improves their language and improves the relation
So,
between them. They
you have
communicate.
noticed that, let's say, the teaching process is motivating. The method is motivating. I mean the method of the teacher or the strategy the teacher follows in this classroom. The variety of activities is also motivating. Teamwork is motivating.
Yes.
A practice of the 4 skills at the same time. When the teacher speaks, the students listen to him or to her. And when a student speaks, his comrades or his colleagues in the class are listening to him. So here we have 2 skills.
Yes.
When he reads the text or the script with the spaces, he, let's say, makes his mind to know, let's say, what is missed in the text according to the video. So they use also their eyes. It's a sense which is very important, the vision, to understand something. They listen to the video, so they are practicing more than one sense at the same time. And we said before that when the learner uses more than one sense, he will be able to learn more.
Yes.
Of course.
And
Stronger.
easily. Right?
That's
Mr.
right.
Majid, your comment, please.
Yeah.
Maybe we have covered all the points
you
about
covered most
the
of
video.
the items.
Yes.
It is very beneficial. We always talk about not to make the class boring.
Yes.
And in this way, it is very active. It uses 2 skills, writing and memorizing. Teamwork, they are going to go out, memorize a line, come inside and write the line.
Yes.
If he can't remember, he can go again and to have a look again and come to write. So this is a good way when the students don't know how to write. It is copying with memorizing, not to give them ready-made material just to write like it. Give them a sample, stick it away from them, and ask them to play it as a game. This is one of the procedures. Of course, we are not asking the teachers to follow the same way all the time, but it is one of the ways. As we said, we are giving them the tips so that they create. It's creation now.
Yes.
Everyone can create his own way. And actually, we meet a lot of teachers who are creative. They create some new rules so that they make their students fulfill the job they do.
Exactly.
Actually, they can use speaking in this film, they can use writing, they can use reading. The game they played with the proverbs was very nice.
Yes.
To read,
yes,
understand, try to find a way to explain in gestures, and the other people are going to give the meaning of the
It's a nice game.
It was very nice.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, again, when we do much writing, this provides a specific language practice, as in selecting and spelling words, as you said correctly, using the correct word order, using grammatical structure, as in the video, linking sentences together with simple conjunction. Children enjoy personal writing, as you said, Miss Umayma.
Yes.
Before the video, I asked you about some suggested activities in the classroom to develop your students' writing skill.
Yes.
And you began to talk about writing, as I think, right? Copying or writing.
Yes, copying.
It's okay. Now, of course, these procedures or strategies, some of them, Ms. Umayma, are suitable for grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and others are suitable for
the other grades.
Let's say higher levels.
Higher levels.
So we are talking in general, some strategies, some activities suggested in the classroom for teachers.
Yes.
Let's go on, please.
If you want to go on, I spoke about copying.
Yes. You talked about write, maybe.
okay.
Mr. Majid talked about it.
He talked about
I want to talk about this.
Yes,
Is it okay?
please.
If you,
Of course,
thank
Mr.
you.
Majid.
In this level, we teach the students to draw and write. Draw something and write about it. This is one of the way. For example, we ask them to draw a sample of a chicken.
Yes.
And to write the word chicken below it.
Good.
We can use graphs. For example, how many students have 4 brothers? How many students have 2 sisters? We make a graph about the classroom, and we ask students here, after they have drawn these graphs, to write about this. Did they use sentences, simple sentences?
Talk about yourself.
About these graphs, yes.
I have 3 brothers, for example.
Yes.
I have 2 sisters. So here, he is talking about himself, and at the same time, we are teaching him grammar.
Yes.
Using the verb.
So
the verb
first
have
they
verb.
draw,
Yes.
they draw something and write about it. Then we give them graphs after they make conversation and ask each other. We make it as a graph and they write about it. Then another way is to give them kind of a picture and ask them to look and write what they see. They can write, I can see a bird, I can see a duck, the duck is swimming, simple structure letters.
Yes.
So draw and write, then count how many people have. We can write, for example, Basil has 4 brothers, Umayma has 3 sisters, so we count and write. Look and write, we give them a picture, they write about the picture, as we mentioned. Then we can move to answering questions. Look and answer. I give the question teacher, how many apples can you see in the picture?
Yes.
They are going to write, there are 4 apples, 5 apples, according to what they see after they look. So they look and answer questions. The questions are made by the teacher, and they write the answers.
Good. Mr. Majid, when you talked about count and write, and you talked about that you said that these exercises depend on or are based on information displayed on a bar graph. You talked about this.
Yes.
And this thing, is it suitable for grade 1 or 2?
No,
of course
not.
It's suitable for higher
We
levels.
are going to explain from grade 6, 7 and
maybe.
up. And this video we have seen
Yes.
can be applied for grade 6, 7, 8 and higher,
Yes.
for secondary
Yes.
level.
Yes, of course.
Not for
Good.
grade 1 and 2,
Good.
of course.
Good.
You are not going to ask a little kid to go out to just to see the letter A and come to write letter A, of course.
Okay. So look and write. Here we can give him a picture to describe.
They answer
Mr. Mayman, right?
yes. Number of questions related to the picture.
Yes.
What can you see? I can see a bird. Write it. How many apples can you see there? I can see 4 apples.
We can also give him a picture and ask him to write sentences about it as he can.
As he can.
Let's say that.
Yes.
Right?
Another way.
It's a free writing
Creativity.
exercise.
Yes.
Okay, write about it.
That's
Write
right.
sentences, and then I can ask him to say or to read his sentences or to tell the class about his writing.
Yes.
So here he will speak, he will read, sorry, and they will listen to him. So here,
Another way,
again.
we can use vocabulary they know already to teach them a new vocabulary which is called puzzle word.
Yes.
So we make one new word go vertically and all the other words go horizontally.
Yes.
And we ask them to write, for example, the first word is something that flies, starting with B, bird. They write the word bird, and when they finish all the words who are horizontal, we ask them now find a new word vertically in the middle, for example, which means something, and we explain.
Yes.
They will learn this new vocabulary this way with a puzzle word.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. What about look and answer,
Yes.
Ms. Umayma?
According to students, when we speak about high levels, we may have them see different pictures or a picture to look at it and encourage the student to speak about the picture and then to write about the picture. What do they see? The teacher may ask them, in order to prepare them for writing, he may ask them questions about the picture.
We give him a number of questions and a picture.
And
a picture and a number of questions about this picture, and ask him to write answers.
To write answers.
This is look and answer.
Look and answer.
Look and answer.
Yes.
Yes. Or sometimes we tell the students to look at the picture and describe. What do you see in this picture? What do you see? Write a paragraph and manage your sentences well. First, we may give them an example. The teacher, when he writes or uses a sentence, a simple sentence, the teacher starts and encourages his students to write. They will have the idea, they will focus on the theme of the thing they are going to write.
Yes.
After that, they are able to write. The teacher first encourages them to think about simple sentences, and he may also include the conjunction suitable to link these sentences together in order to form a good writing, maybe a paragraph, or some sentences, short paragraph, long paragraph, according to their study.
When the teacher, let's say, prepares his lesson plan, he knows very well the aims or the objectives of each unit or each lesson.
Yes.
Even when we talk about grammar, Ms. Umayma, so when I put the questions about this picture, I know from the very beginning, before I put them, the purpose, let's say, related to grammar, the purpose related to new vocabulary, and so on. So I design as a teacher my activities in a way in which they are suitable for, or they meet with, or they match with, they match the purposes or the objectives or the aims of the lesson.
Yes.
That's it. So I should design very well. I should have a good experience when I design my activities. I can vary, it's okay, my activities, but I should know how to put them or how to design them.
To design it.
This is a condition.
Yeah, this is related to good planning of the lesson. When the teacher plans well and he knows the purpose, the objective.
So, dear colleagues, we are just suggesting some activities. Of course, you as teachers can can
Great.
add more activities,
Yeah, that's
but
right.
we are trying to focus on some of them. All of them are useful.
Yes.
Some of them will suit some grades, others will suit other grades,
grades.
and so on. So, thank you, Mr. Majid. When we talk about find the words, this is an activity.
Yes.
Yes.
Find the words. What can you, or how can we explain it, please?
I mentioned before that we can have a puzzle word. We can give them a puzzle to find the word. Another way to match, give them pictures and names of the things in the pictures, and we ask the pupils to match between the pictures and the names of these pictures. Or matching can be, we can put animals in a picture, we can put fruits and vegetables, then we ask them to match with the names of these things, and we ask them to write then the correct name under each picture.
We can use word puzzles also.
Word
puzzles. Yes.
Yes, in some exercises, pupils will match the words to pictures, as you said. Very nice. Well, I have here 3 questions, my dear colleagues.
Yes.
The first one, I'll ask Mr. Majid. First question, please.
Yes, please.
Should teachers focus on grammar when teaching writing? I think we have answered this question. We have talked about this before, but here let's clarify more in
not with lower
details.
levels, but with the higher, after grade 3, when they start writing simple structures, it's no problem to tell them that this is simple present, teach them the grammar, why we put s, we put s to third singular pronoun, when we use a verb with the third person singular pronoun, we put s. We explain grammar for simple structures, and we move on, but we always insist that teach grammar through context.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Miss Umayma, what does a learner need to write correctly?
He needs to learn.
This is my next question.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. Well, the learner needs to know the meaning. He needs to understand. He needs to speak. He needs to know what he is writing.
Yes.
Understand the knowledge of it is very important for
Good.
him. Yes.
So, first of all, I think he needs experience.
He need.
If he has no experience, he cannot write about anything.
Yes.
I mean, he should know the topic. He should know what he is writing about.
Yes.
So,
The thing.
he should know how to say it or how to speak about it.
Yes.
He should have vocabulary.
Yes.
He should have correct grammar. We are talking about correct writing here, or writing correctly. So to write correctly, you need all these factors
these
or
factors
conditions.
together.
Right?
Yes.
Training, practicing. A lot of practice will enable the student to write correctly, I think.
Yes.
Why? Because repetition is very necessary to check your mistakes and to correct your mistakes.
Yes.
Am I
We
right?
train them always
Yes.
to write, and we say every day write every day, and use English every day, whether in writing or the
Yes.
other 4 skills.
It's the same for Mr. Majid. I'm sorry, I think we have answered the last question. It's about the skills of speaking and writing. Are they related?
Yes. They
Not
are
only
interrelated.
speaking, reading also.
We cannot teach every skill separately without teaching the whole integrated skills together. But we divide seminars so that we talk about every skill individually, but in the end, in one class, a teacher needs at least teach 3 skills.
Good.
At least three
Good. Yes,
skills.
you're right.
So they are interrelated.
Well, Miss Umayma,
Yes.
please, when we talk about tracing the line, now, we are talking now about young learners.
Yes.
Now we start.
We
Yes,
are
we
helping
start.
them to use the
We are here.
We are here with the young
Okay.
learners.
We have a young learner,
Yes.
and the first step is to make him know how to hold maybe the pencil.
Yes.
The pencil, not the
Pencil.
pen.
Yes,
Right?
of course. He
So-
uses a pencil.
Would you please talk about this strategy?
Well, first, as you said, Mr. Basil, the teacher trains the child or the young learner how to use the pencil, how to hold on the pencil and to start tracing, how to, some students may find it, some children find difficult to draw or to write from left to right.
Good.
It's difficult for many pupils, and they require ample practice. I mean, a lot of exercise,
Good.
extended, large ones.
A lot of practice,
to master this skill. It's not an easy skill for the young learner, because this is the beginning, okay? And the beginning is always
You're right.
difficult.
Yes.
So the trace the line exercise in the activity book, present left, to write pre-writing practice as an important element in the handwriting development of pupils. Then the draw a line.
Draw a line.
Yes, the
now
line exercise.
We have finished the first tab.
Which
we
is the
move
tracing.
on to the next tab.
Yes.
Draw a line.
We're drawing a line, and line exercises are mazes in which pupils have to draw a line along pathway, one kind of or another, finding their way from the start to the finish. And this is really exciting. The students wants to reach the end, and he follows. We teach him writing by doing this.
Good.
In addition to left-right pre-writing practice, these exercises give pupils practice in pen control.
Pen control. So,
which is very important.
At the same time, we have to make him, I mean the student, able to use the pen correctly, his pencil. Yes, you're right.
Yes, to hold it correctly, to write correctly, to use it. We should be very careful, because the beginning is very important.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr. Majid, please.
Yes.
Why is tracing important for young learners?
After this little kid has started using the pencil, tracing a line, we move to teach him how to trace and write the letter. Actually, I explained how to use tracing. So these little kids now can start using the initials of words, but actually we teach the word with the, if we are teaching the letter A, we don't teach letter A alone. We teach it inside a word.
Good.
But we can make it bold, and we ask the students to trace the bold line so that they are able to write the line.
Good. What about copying, Ms. Umayma?
In this exercise, we're speaking about copying. Pupils copy the first bold model letter.
I think it's the third step.
Which is the
tracing, drawing, then
copying. Well, which is also very important.
Yes.
As I said, pupils copy the first bold model letter along grid lines in a row in the same way as they traced the letter in the previous activity.
Good.
The teacher instructs the pupils to write as neatly and carefully as possible, keeping within the grid line again. Pupils are encouraged to say the sound of the letter as they write it.
Good.
Encourage is very important.
It's very important, yes.
Yes. Additional practice can be provided in exercise books for any pupil who have difficulties in this or in the exercise.
Thank you very much. I think we have covered now some strategies when we deal with young learners. Now I have chosen, Mr. Majid, Ms. Umayma, a lesson from Unit 6 here to be, let's say, more practical. We have chosen a lesson from the book itself, from the student's book, Unit 6, Lesson 1. Here we have a picture in front of us.
Yes.
Bell and Gel. They are well-known characters to grade 1, I think.
Yes.
Right? And to the teachers of grade 1. So here, I'll read it in a hurry.
Okay.
Is this a sandwich? Yes, it is. Is this a tomato? Yes, it is. Is this a biscuit? Yes, it is. Is this a banana? No, it's a pen. So here, if we talk about speaking, dear colleagues, here we are, let's say, teaching the kids to ask and answer. I mean, to give information, to ask about information and to give information, different information. Here, okay, the situation is about sandwiches and tomatoes, biscuits, bananas, and a pen. So things around him, around the student. How to ask about things, the names of things, the names of objects is very necessary for grade 1. This is number 1. We are teaching him also to say yes and no.
Yes.
So here, About speaking, everything about speaking. Now,
speaking.
what about writing now? To teach him writing letters, we are teaching him how to write letters, dear colleagues. Here we have tomato. We should focus on the word. It starts with the letter T. T. Tomato. And the word sandwich. It starts with S sound.
S, yes.
Right? Or S. So here, what are the procedures, Miss Umayma? I want you to mention, let's say, the first procedures, then I can ask Mr. Majid to go on with the next procedures. Please,
okay.
the first procedure.
From the beginning, the first procedures, after asking the pupils to look at the picture and referring to Bill and Jill at the bottom of the page and tell them what words to say, sandwich and tomato.
Yes.
Then say the words again and ask pupils to repeat them. Say the initial sound of each word. And ask pupils to repeat these sounds, like sandwich. The teacher asks his students to repeat the sound.
To distinguish the sound.
To distinguish
the initial letters.
The initial letters of the word sandwich.
Focus on the first letter.
That's it.
And repeat.
And repeat.
Of course, he can use here the chorus repetition as a strategy, as we said before.
Yes,
to encourage the shy students to participate.
Yes.
Right?
Choral, or he may divide them into groups,
yes,
okay, and encourage them.
Yes.
Group 1 is better than, let me hear group 2, let me hear group 3,
yes.
which encourages students, they want to show
off.
off.
As we
We
said, a
always
teacher
speak
is
about this.
a good motivator.
Yes,
thank
of course.
you. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
What next, Mr. Majid, please?
Well, after you explain that the word tomato starts with T and sandwich starts with S, you can now practice writing it in the air with your back towards the pupils. Try to trace the letter S, the sound S, in the air, and show them that it is S, and write it on the air. Then ask the pupils themselves to trace it in the air and write it in the air as well.
Good.
The same thing can be applied to letter D, so they can practice at the beginning in the air. And you can ask some to come to the board and write the letter as they did in the air.
So the first step is to make them distinguish the two letters and to know how to say it.
Yes.
Only how to say it.
Yes.
So when I say se, they immediately link this sound with the form of the letter or the shape of the letter.
With sandwich.
Exactly.
Yes.
I can use the shape. The sandwich itself, but I mean the sandwich as a word, not as a shape. Okay, but I mean the shape of the letter.
The shape of the letter
how
for
S
young learners,
is written and how T is written to focus on the shape.
That's right.
Right. So this is a good strategy. All teachers can follow to enable their students to distinguish letters and to begin write the letters correctly.
Right.
Well, what can you add, Miss Umayma, please?
Well, as Mr. Majid said, to trace, to turn the back, do the same with the other letter, okay, and have them repeat, encourage them to do the same thing, ask people to trace the two letters at the top of the page, following the direction of the arrow. Well, make sure that all pupils are sitting and holding their pencils correctly.
Good.
We always insist on this.
Yes, of course.
The teacher should walk around the class, helping pupils to find the starting points of each letter. As they trace each letter, they should say its sound.
Good.
After. So the students say the sound before they start, then they say it and repeat saying it after they trace. This is very important in order to focus on the learning. It's a strategy.
Yes.
Then the teacher should walk around helping any pupil who pupils who are having difficulties, yes, and giving praise for effort and accurate.
Of course, when a student has a difficulty in writing, the teacher should walk around and find those students and help them, encourage them. Yes, of course. Well, thank you very much, Miss Umayma. Now, I can add something here. We have covered everything about young learners, I think. But what about adults? I mean, some teachers
writing paragraphs
don't know, let's say, which strategy to follow. So let's help them. Which strategy to follow to teach their students how to write a paragraph. They tell us that they can't write. My students can't write a paragraph. It's okay. They can't write.
We teach them.
You can put a strategy or a plan to help them write a paragraph correctly. How? What are the steps? First of all, we have the form of the paragraph, Mr. Majid. Would you like to tell us about it, please, in a hurry?
Actually, always for a paragraph, we have a topic sentence. We need to write a topic sentence which explains the whole idea about what you are going to write. And we have two ways to write a paragraph. Either we indent, we leave a space of a word, and we start after we left this space. Every paragraph, we started with leaving a space, indenting. Another way is to start from the beginning, but we skip a line when we start a new paragraph. After we put the topic sentence and we gave an idea about the whole topic, we are going now to give information to convince the reader about this topic sentence. We can change from a paragraph to another paragraph when we have a change in time or a change in place or a change in the subject itself. If we are talking about speaking in a paragraph and we want to move to writing, we start a new paragraph. If we change the place, if we are in the school and we are going to talk about at home, we change the paragraph by indenting, as we said.
Good.
So when we start a new paragraph, we need to bridge between the two paragraphs.
So let's I'm sorry, because we have only 2 minutes, Mr. Majid. So let's try to summarize. From the very beginning, we have a topic sentence. I mean, we have chosen the topic, okay, write about so and so. We asked the student to write about the topic.
Yes.
So he can choose the topic or we can choose the topic. It's okay. This is the first step.
Yes.
The next step, from the very beginning, as you said, we have a topic sentence or a key sentence, I think. From the very beginning, the reader should know what you are going to write about. I mean, the main idea of your topic. Now we have the body. The body, in the body, you can add your opinion, you can consolidate your opinion or your view by giving examples or other people's opinions. You can add them. And in the conclusion, you can give your personal let's say
here you can use thus, therefore,
exactly.
Yes.
That's it. So this is the way. Now, how to encourage students to write a paragraph? This is very important. Now, we can train them to write about different topics.
Yes.
From their real life.
Yes.
At the beginning, we said write every day. Write in English every day.
Practice. So when we practice every day, they will feel after a time with confidence. They feel confident and they feel that they are able to express themselves and they can write about anything.
Yes.
Why not? Okay, make mistakes. It's okay. Why not? But it's not the end of the world.
Of course.
We can correct your mistakes, but I have to encourage him to write a paragraph. I can choose some topics which are, let's say, related to the topics of the course or of the curriculum. It's okay, but I can, give them the freedom, let's say that, to write about something from his daily life. Write about your father, write about your brother, and so on.
Yes.
So in this way,
encourage them to write.
Encourage them to write. Encourage your students to write. It's very important.
Yes.
Well, dear colleagues, time is over. At the end of this seminar, before I finish this seminar, I'd like to remind you, my dear colleagues, that our topic for the next week will be about how to plan for your lessons. I think it's very useful.
Yes, very
topic, very important. Lesson planning will be our topic for the next week. At the end of this seminar, let me thank my colleagues in the studio, Ms. Umayma Sharba and Mr. Abdul Majid Orli for the, good participation.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. We will see you again. Thank you. Goodbye.